Hey guys, Ranch in here, bringing us like a commentary. This is going to be the second set between Hydra and Great in the PDPOP MSL Finals. This is going to be on Circuit Breaker. And this is, of course, 4-player map, but that doesn't matter that much, does it? Wait, it does? Crap. The upper left-hand position, I believe that was. In the purple, we're going to have Hydra, and the bottom left-hand position in yellow, we're going to have Great, both, of course, playing Zerg. Great going to get the scout in the right direction, second time in a row. This is a 4-player map, so we might be seeing some aggressive builds. We might not. I've seen quite a few aggressive builds on this map. I've seen 9 pulls. I've seen standard over pulls. So I wouldn't be overall too surprised. The distances are fairly short, so if you can kind of get the guessing game right, you know, spot one position with the Overlord, then you kind of narrow it down to 2, and if you're lucky enough, maybe even your Overlord goes in the right direction, and you're just going to be able to send in a bunch of Zerglings and put on a lot of pressure. We're going to see what happens. Going to see what happens. 1, 2, 3, to help me a little bit with my syncing, so that I do not fail completely. I do apologize, there was a little bit of stuff in the video. Just at the very beginning. That's the source vid. That's what I got. That's what I got to work with. So sorry if that bothers you guys. I don't think it actually... Hope it won't happen during the gameplay itself. Okay, let's see. Overlord coming out there. Zerglings alongside. Might be seeing a 12 hatch or a 12 pool here for both players. Actually, not going to see any overpulls. This is a 4-player map, so at the same time, I do understand where they feel safe going for something like a 12 hatch as well. And we're going to be seeing, actually, yeah, 12 hatch inside of Great Space. He's going pretty much for exactly the same thing he did last time. His opponent Hydra is going to go for 12 hatchery inside the natural expansion, while Great's going to go for 12 hatch inside of his own base, just to eke out that extra production. It ended up working out for him in the end, although there was a lot of funkiness to get to that victory at the end. Still might do a good job, and he actually does exactly what he did last game. Now with his Overlord, kind of ekes out on the way to the upper left and just takes a hard right. Partially, I think, just so he doesn't get his own position revealed. Seems like he wants to know. I rather my opponent doesn't know where I am than know where my opponent is. I don't know exactly what the thinking is behind that, or whether that is the thinking that is behind that. Don't think he went close enough to spot the natural expansion coming up, so I'm not altogether too sure what the hell it is. If this is some sort of new thing that I don't know about, I do apologize, but that just might be the thing. Great, of course, is 1-0 ahead, and I definitely think that Hydra's going to want a quicker game. He wants a much quicker game, try to get Mutalisk advantage, try to win by a quick Muta battle earlier on in the game. That's how he beat Jaedong, that's how he beat his opponent in the round of 8, so mostly by just straight up Muta micro in the early to mid game. And I think in the late game, even despite this being a ZVZ and it's a little bit more hectic, even in the late game, I think Great has the advantage, more experience. I think he has a very nice army control, very nice macro if he's allowed to give it. So I think overall in the late game, Great's going to have a better game. So Hydra wants to finish each game within 10 minutes, I find. Now he's going to put down his hatchery inside of his natural expansion. Also going to work on his economy. Has some Zerglings out there as well. Kind of running around. Should have more than enough to defend this natural expansion for him here. Hydra has, I think, what, 8 Zerglings? 8 or 10 Zerglings actually moving out. Going to try to put on a little bit of pressure, but I don't think it's going to be too successful. Ones are going to come in here to the base of Hydra. Actually going to run up past this natural expansion. That is actually a creep colony being put up. Oh man, the Zergling might get through. Does barely get through, even despite the fact that the drone get there. Went in there, spotted the layer out, so he has all the info he needs. Does lose the Zergling, but does spot enough to see that there's only one single drone on gas for both players, actually. So, wow, we're going to see Zergling speed is being worked on very quickly. There is a Sunken Colony being put down here. A Spire on the way as well. See just one single drone on gas, so you can just eke out a few more Zerglings a little bit quicker. Is Great going to go for this here? Seems like he's going to want to. There is that Sunken Colony. There are a few more Zerglings being eked out. The longer he waits on this attack, the worse it's going to be for him, though. He doesn't seem like he's sending out any reinforcements at the moment. Doesn't have a Spire, isn't working on any gas, but it seems like he just has everything queued up for Zergling. Seems he's going to even queue up even more. He's going to want to finish this right now. Hydra has his Spire being worked out, but Great wants to finish this game before it ever gets to that stage. That was kind of his strategy in the last set as well, although it didn't really work out that way, but it certainly seemed to be a strategy in the last set as well. Okay, never mind. Great, actually. I thought he was going to eke out even more Zerglings. Instead, just a bunch of drones queued up, all going to the natural expansion, start mining. One guy in the crowd, yeah, finger! Power off. Lair on the way. Very, very late lair for Great, but he has a bunch more hatcheries. Now, additional production hatchery being put up by Hydra as well, but Great just working on his natural expansion, going to work on mining as fast as possible. Is he going to go for an attack or not? Hydra at this point has enough Zerglings to force Great out, and Great doesn't have any single sunken colony. If he doesn't get if he's not careful, he might actually get pushed out. He does have the advantage of speed, I believe, though, on his Zerglings, and he also has more drones at his natural expansion and at his main. So Great seems like he might even thinking, you know what, I'm just going to get as much economy as humanly possible. There's a Spire on the opposite side, though, and Great, if he doesn't work on getting some spore colonies out there soon, he's just going to get beaten by those and nothing else. Mutalisk is just going to waltz inside of his, well, they don't really waltz, they more like glide slash fly, a bit of a both, I guess, inside of his base and kill. So really questioning what he's going to do here. Only a few Mutalisks, not a large number. So is Great going to try to go for a full assault or not? Has a huge number of Zerglings here. Not too many back home. There's a Sunken. The building at help as well. There's a Mutalisk, and it seems like Great actually going to go for it. Even more Zerglings reinforcements going to come in here. The Sunken colony not getting surrounded. Is taking a few hits, but that's really helping out against those Zerglings back home. Taking a lot of damage and not managing to break through those two Mutalisks. Picking off as many drones as humanly possible at this natural expansion. A few more have been picked off. I think there's a spore colony being put up just to defend against these Mutalisks, but these Mutalisks are already doing a decent amount of damage. No Spire still up there yet for Great. Hydra managing to clear up his natural expansion. Meanwhile, the spore colony might even be for a Sunken. Now there is for that spore colony is up. I think the creep colony might be for Sunken. Never mind, because there are a lot of Zerglings on the ground as well. So I think the true two-pronged attack that's going to come in here from Hydra is going to be very hard to beat. There are still a lot of Zerglings back home, so no matter how much pressure Great puts on, Hydra is still in a very good dominant position. Great still just producing a mass amount of Zerglings, trying to win this, trying to break through. Sunken colony still has some health, still some Zerglings here to defend. Also, the positioning to break through is not the best because of that hatchery that stands there. Zerglings yet again going to go for it. Mutalisk just stand right on top, going to do as much damage as possible. Great knows it's hopeless at this point. No, Mutalisk not even close to coming out for him, and economy not the best to support them anyway, so he does in fact GG. That's going to be evening it up for Hydra, and that's exactly the kind of games Hydra wants to play. I think he wants to win it within the first 10 minutes, doesn't want to let the game go on for too far, and that's the way he plans on winning this entire finals, I believe. ZVZ finals, guys, hectic stuff. Next set.